Welcome, 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 everyone, to another adventure into seeing just Andrew's head on the computer here. As my computer is giving me a weird camera signal thing again. If my camera goes out, everyone, it is because this Windows computer is having a stupid ass Windows webcam brain fart. Anyways, today is an open call-in show, so get your hands raised early. We had 3 early hand raisers, and they are precognitive hand raisers. So this can be talk about anything you want. It's not just about me doing this or that. Any topic is open. As I talked about on the last comedy show, I have been absolutely fascinated by the Johnny Depp trial. And it is not because I'm just looking for this or that of the public opinion. There is an entire spiritual process behind everyone that's on both sides of those lawyers' tables. There are spiritual contracts at play that are thousands, if not millions of years old. And if somebody wants to talk about that, I'm open to talking about just about anything. Also, I had an email earlier today about somebody asking, about personal questions. I do take personal questions. In fact, I like it when you try to get me to know me at a different level. And I know there's a lot of people out there that just want to have a conversation. That's why I do these shows on a regular basis. No pressure, no stress. Even if on the comedy shows, I call you chicken shits for not raising your hands. Okay, but we got a bunch of people that are non-chicken shitters over here that love raising their hands. With that being said, Roberto, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see what the universe wants to present to us in conversation format.
All right. There's something to be said for all these hands, that's for sure. Suzanne, you're the first tonight.
Suzanne, are you there?
Hello, Andrew.
Hello, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Florida on the Gulf.
Florida on the Gulf. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
I want to ask you about my daughter, Sarah.
Okay.
She is special needs. She's 34.
Uh-huh.
She lives with us. She's like a 2-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 15-year-old.
Uh-huh.
And I want to know how I can help her. I've been working tremendously on me. Actually, I called you in June, and I was the person who told you about the drunk story where I got my boob was out in the pool. Remember?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. So, but I have a daughter, Sarah, that's she can drive me crazy. So I need to know how I can help her.
So what is the actual diagnosis that she has?
They call it progressive pervasive disorder. She's developmentally delayed. She was born 4 pounds 11 ounces. When she was born, the fluid in the sac was like glue when she was born. She was born full term, so they didn't know it until she was born with a C-section because she was breech.
Okay, and when did the main developmental issues really take place? Right away?
I don't know because she was my first, and she was easy. She didn't cry. But as the older she got, the slower she got, and she had ADHD, and they put her on medication because she couldn't even look at you in the face. It wasn't until she was 5 till someone said, there's something wrong with her, and you just are in denial. That kind of thing. So.
Yeah, but there wasn't much you could have done 30 years ago. All right.
And I'm not worried about that.
Even today, there's very little you can do. Now, this particular child is, you said 34.
Yes.
And she's going to be needs the rest of her life. She is unable to care for herself.
Exactly. She's very, she lives with us. She always lives with us.
What can she actually do for herself?
She could cook for herself. She's very capable. She actually could run our house. She's very bossy. She can do a lot. She's very spoiled. She was the first of my granddaughter in an Italian family and the first grandchild of my husband's family. So she's always been the center of attention all of her life. So she always needs to be the center of attention wherever we go. She's obsessive about wanting to do something. She'll ask me 15 times, that kind of thing. She's like a 2-year-old in those respects. And everyone loves her because she's sweet and she'll just tell you,
Okay.
She has
So
no
she
inhibition.
has she has somewhat normal socializing skills other than acting like a 2-year-old.
Yeah, she's very capable.
Okay, so the first thing you can do for her is give her bigger picture ideas and things that she can do to start a small business and do all the things that she can't do.
What do you mean by
Like
that?
she has to have something she's good at. Literally.
Yeah.
And you can get a grant for anybody that's in the disabled developmental process and start a business. Could be a small little takeout restaurant. That's just her recipes.
Well, the only thing she likes is certain foods that are like in a box. I don't, that kind of thing. Like, or things that I make her. Let me
Sure,
think
but
about. I have to think of.
you
I'm not
said
thinking.
you said she knows how to cook. She can run a house.
Well, I mean it. I don't mean that she would actually do it because she has very short attention span.
I understand that. I fully understand all of that. But the idea is to get her to think about it.
Okay.
So that you can use this form of inspiration and try to use some of the spurts of energy that you have, that she has with you, so that you can teach her how to run the house like a restaurant. Okay?
I have to think. Yeah.
Now, this is going to require some smarts. Okay?
Yeah.
And you can outthink her. You really can.
I have to do that all the time. Yeah.
Right. So the idea of a small business by a developmentally disabled person, there are hundreds out there if you go and look. It's just, what is she going to be good at? And yes, you're going to have to do the majority of the work. Yes, you will. But age 34 to 44, if she runs a small business for 10 years and does make any kind of money, that will just help out the whole family and make her feel different.
I have to really think about that. That's
okay. How is she with artwork?
She loves to paint.
Okay. Paint what? Stick figures? Whole
no.
Actual good quality?
Okay. See, I don't know. She went to a painting class, and she would come home with this great stuff, but it almost felt like the guy would do most of it, and she would fill in the lines. But I don't know for sure. I'd have to just get her a canvas and get her the stuff and then see what she does.
Right. As well as clay. Okay. Yes. And now the next thing is art therapy. Okay. Right. That was a great way to bring out skills. Okay. Now, when I talk about business, like I said, you're really going to have to think. Again, the whole point is to increase the quality of her life.
Okay. Instead of just sitting on the phone all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're spinning our wheels right now.
Giving her something to do. Can she do anything like gardening?
She likes to pull weeds. I haven't given her the opportunity to garden, but I'm sure she could do that as well. I like the paint idea. She loves to paint. I need to do that.
Okay, doing bread is really, really easy. She can become a pizza queen if she likes that kind of stuff. And you want a pizza box. She can paint on the surface of the boxes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's time to do something.
Right. And you know that it will only increase the quality of her life and your life.
Yes, that's what I need. Okay, that's great. That's a great idea.
What do you do for a job?
I'm a hairstylist. I work at home. I've been doing it since
Could she ever do hairstyling?
No way. She can't cut a straight line.
Okay.
She'll tell you that, but when it's time to cut her hair, she'll say it's not time yet, and then she'll make me do it a certain way. The other, she's really low functioning that way. She can barely write her name. Okay, I understand that.
But there is something, like I said, you're still going to have to run the majority of the business for her. Okay.
If she painted, I could sell things on Etsy. I mean, there's certain things I could do for her. But I need to do that. I need to get my ass going instead of just, Okay.
So other things to think of is your side of the equation. Okay. When you're happy, how does she reflect?
Oh my gosh, she's a mirror of me. So if I'm not in a good mood,
Right.
she's calling me bad names.
Uh-huh.
If I ask
Uh-huh.
her to do something, she's like, "Bitch, fuck
Yeah.
you." No, I mean,
Because
she's like,
there's a psychic connection there and an energy that she's reflecting back at you.
"Oh, I know." And I've been
Okay.
really working on it with all these energies, and I do, and I catch myself, and I'm like, "Oh." And then she's real nasty to me, and then she wants a hug, and I'm like, "That's the last thing I want to do is give you a hug." She's just,
Well,
yeah.
then work on yourself.
Well, I am. Yes, I need to work on myself more, but I can't. I mean, is it possible to be happy all the time?
It
I mean,
is actually. It is actually. It's not
well,
out. It's not in the realm of impossibility.
okay, I have a great question. So, with all the energies coming in and all the purging coming up, and you go through all the emotion, that's when it's really intense, it feels. Because I'm dealing with my emotion and then it bounces off her.
No, she's a little sponge. That nothing bounces. It's a sponge.
Right.
Also, she has psychic antennas because she doesn't have the normal socializing skills. She's essentially a psychic brat.
Yeah.
She's in
Is
and out of
she?
your energy field all the time and is, vicariously, voyeurously listening psychically through your emotions and thoughts.
Oh, yeah. If I tell, and if we have a conversation, my husband and I, she'll go straight to the person and tell them there are no secrets in our house. It's
Uh-huh.
like your worst nightmare.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How
I mean, I
how
don't
can you how can you turn that to your advantage?
only talk positive about everybody.
No. The fact that she's in between everywhere, how can you turn it to the advantage? Can you catch it on videotape?
Oh, I would love to. If you, I
Is
could
that
be
is that
written.
not proof of a psychic experience?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as you turn the camera on, she's going to shut down, but eventually you'll catch her.
Oh my gosh. If I had video for the shit she did, I would, my husband and I, we should have a video called Sarah. It would be hilarious.
Well, there have been a billion people out there that have put out cat videos and made money hand over
I
foot.
know. My husband's like, they'd be like coming at us with porches, pitchforks.
Right.
Okay,
Or
you know what? That's a good idea.
they'd be coming at you with contracts.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know
Sell
what?
my
We
product.
talked about it. I'm going
Okay.
to start turning it on.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you something funny she did. We were at the beach, and this is typical Sarah. I went to the beach because there were dolphins out there, and I'm taking a video, and I turned around and her chair was gone. Like, where the hell is she? Her chair. She took her chair. Nobody took her. I looked down at the beachfront, and there she is sitting with two people because they were raising their hands in the waves, and she just marched her chair there. I took a video of it on my thing. It's just so classic her. People love her. I need to get a video of her and get it on. I do have a little YouTube thing. I'm going to have to do it. I think it's funny. That's a great idea.
Just try. A little bit of effort. Okay.
She gets angry. If I get the video out, she really gets angry. That's why. But I think she loves to watch herself though on video.
Well, again, you'll just have to train her the right way.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. That's awesome.
I forgot to plug. Hold on 1 second. I forgot to plug in my laptop, and my battery's about to die. Oh. God, I'm missing everything today. I lost my mouse, and now my mouse isn't working. Son of a bitch. Oh, it's unplugged. That's why. I'm having a weird technology day.
All right. I think that's about it.
No, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
So, how is she in the water?
She loves the water. She lives for the water. I've had her in the water for pools. We go in the ocean. We just go in the ocean. We swam in January down here. Loves the water. So
there's still a functioning side of her. What I'd like for you to do is go look at the Guinness Book of World Records, specifically for people that are developmentally disabled.
Okay.
And see if there's something in there she could do.
I will.
Beat a Guinness Book of World Records and start recording it.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Let her leave a legacy to all the other children that are out there. Yeah,
because she is smart. I mean, she just knows things. She remembers things that no one else remembers. She doesn't have the
Listen,
cognitive
people have been making Guinness Book of World Records for the weirdest thing, the longest submarine sandwich, the most amount of times you've hit a basketball thing. Again, just take a look at it for the disabled. Guinness Book of World Records for disabled.
I'm going to do that too. I'm going to get her painting. I'm going to catch her on the video, and I'm going to.
There you go.
That's what we're going to do. That's awesome. I need something. We're in a big change here because our lives are changing and stuff. So, okay.
All right, darling. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
You're welcome.
All right, bye.
You were a fun caller. Thanks a lot. All right, Roberto. Let's spin up the wheel of callers and see what the universe presents to us as the second caller.
Okay. Apothecary.
Hey, Andrew.
Hello. How you doing today?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
I am in Humboldt, California. I spoke to you a couple of years ago about my toad experience.
I remember.
Yes.
So what do you want to talk about today?
I just wanted to connect and see, when we did have that call, really all we got to talk about was the toad experience itself. And I wanted to inquire about maybe my past lives with cannabis and other plant sacraments.
Okay. So for because the rest of the audience may not know you, just tell me a little bit about yourself so I can tune in.
Yeah, absolutely. I work in cannabis. I make nano emulsions and topicals and tinctures. I've been studying alchemy. I'm a detoxification specialist and herbalist. And I feel like I'm on the precipice of something bigger, but I don't know exactly what that is. So I kind of feel like I'm, preparing for something, but I'm unsure of what.
So in any of your recent experiencing, has past life been a common theme that's coming up for you?
I do have a lot of dreams, and I have a lot of, I would call them sort of like pictures of different times and different, I don't know what to call them exactly. So yes, I do have things that they're intuitive. Yes.
Okay, for just a moment, I want you to let the past go, and I want you to allow your alchemical sight to look forward in time. Now, in the beginning of this forward in time look, it'll be like a foggy windshield where you got to turn on the heater to get the fog go away. And then there'll be mist on the windows where you got to use the windshield wipers. And then you have to change from the high beams to the low beams so you can get the sight out there. Just focus on the future and try to be like 24 hours ahead of time. This time tomorrow, where will you be?
Home in my lab.
Okay. 48 hours from now, where will you be?
With some friends out.
Okay. 7 days from now, where will you be?
In class.
Okay. 1 month from now, where will you be?
Home in Minnesota.
1 year from now, where will you be? Physically in this world.
Funny answer, but online.
Okay. 5 years from now, where will you be? Try to look out your eyes from 5 years from now.
community, like of some sort.
Can you describe the people?
I see wood and plants and flowers and
50 years from now, where will you be?
in a nursing home.
No, really try. You did good on the first 6. Come on.
Everywhere.
Okay. Try to look out your eyes 50 years from now.
How many years from now?
50 years from now.
I see energy, like plasma, like I don't know what to call it, like everywhere and everything.
You see people?
That may be my yes.
What are the people like? Are your products in the world 50 years from now?
I think we lost her.
Yep.
Signal's on mute.
I'm still here. Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know what happened.
No, that's the future blocking your sight. That's all that is. This is why I'm doing this exercise with you.
Okay.
Are your products in 50 years into the future? Are they on shelves?
Yes.
Are they off-world shelves?
I want to say yes.
What's stopping you from saying yes?
Maybe my logical mind.
Okay, so set your logical mind aside. I want you to see one of your products in the hand of a gray. Getting a gray high. Okay. See him smile back at you. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's go 100 years from now. What's your legacy? What has Apothecary left to the future incarnations that will include herself?
I want to say
let's take want out of your words.
okay. Education or knowledge and relief and healing.
Can you see a future version of yourself experiencing your legacy? Who still has the great forgetting and doesn't know who Apothecary is, but goddamn, this woman's smart.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. What would you want to tell that woman 100 years in the future?
Keep going. I sometimes want to give up because of, it's a hard field to be in this time.
Mm-hmm.
Largely because of the amount of money it takes to get anything accomplished. And I've had difficulty with waiting for people to come through to help me.
Can you feel your future?
Yes, I can.
So why is the past so important?
Curiosity. I sometimes wonder where some of the knowledge comes from.
You know what my terms about curiosity learning mean? I'm sure you might have heard about that.
I don't know that I know that one. I've listened to a lot, but I don't know that I know the answer to this.
Curiosity has killed the cat, and curiosity learning leads us down to the path of an overabundant story that never ever tells us anything because we're not in a true learning state. And curiosity is just taking us from shiny to shiny to shiny. Just like I had you focus on the future, if you want to look at the past, you have to take a focused look at the past and give a middle finger to curiosity. And this is what's stopping you right now, curiosity learning. It's what's stopping from manifesting the people with the funding in the right place and the right time because you default to curiosity looking and not focused looking. Focused, direct manifestation. And you got to literally kick out the curiosity learner in you. You got to fire the bitch.
Okay.
She's like Twitter with woke employees ruining the business.
Yes, okay? You're right. Yep, absolutely.
So you just got Project Veritas, okay? With a Twitter, one of your internal Twitter employees, okay?
Yep.
So you want to manifest the future? Let go of curiosity learning. You are far too educated and smart to be resorting to kiddie play.
Okay. I can.
Yes. I want you to visualize the aspect of you that just loves to curiosity learn and hit the easy button. Visualize her. Okay? Show her a shiny object she can't avoid. And ask her, what is the root of your curiosity?
There's some avoidance there. It's like trying object instead of to it. And it feels sort of like polarized or almost magnetic, or the opposite of a magnet. I guess that would be the polarizing. Is there a fear of success potentially?
Well, the curiosity learning is an avoidance mechanism. Yes, it is. And a very powerful avoidance mechanism that can diffuse some of the greater energies if they were just strategized and put it a long-term play and not have their energy randomly stolen by the curiosity learner that just takes over for a few weeks versus the psychically disciplined alchemist who has created these products who can no longer go back to curiosity learning. Got to grow up.
Yeah.
Okay. How many years have you been studying?
My entire life, pretty much.
Yeah. Are you a fifth grader?
I hope not.
Are you smarter? Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yes.
So when it comes to your business, you have to stop acting like the fifth grader, running from shiny subject to shiny subject as the great avoidance mechanism for putting your foot down and manifesting exactly what you need in the moment to make these products go farther.
Okay. I feel that.
This is an exercise of willpower. Your willpower has a default mode. It drains away your willpower by defaulting to the curiosity. Okay? Now I want you to look into your past. Okay? I want you to look 1 year, 2 years into your past. Where were you 2 years from now?
Pretty lost.
Okay?
Yeah.
Where were you 5 years from now? 5 years ago today?
Again, pretty lost. I feel like I didn't have a rudder for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Where were you 100? Where were you 100 years in the past?
In a meadow. The
What's
plains,
around you?
maybe. It's flat. It's grassy.
Okay. What are you wearing? Clothing? Are you even a human?
Maybe not.
You have 4 legs or 2? Let go of the logical
4.
mind. Okay. Are you a horse?
Right.
A horse? A dog? A cat?
I feel like a fox.
Okay. Feel your bushy tail. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is your purpose as the fox?
Rest and play.
Are you doing that today? Now in your life?
No. No.
The fox in Native American and indigenous cultures represents how to discover the many forms of oneness through self-camouflage. Spiritual camouflage, which you are employing for yourself, which is stopping people from seeing you, but is also giving you ways to find oneness through curiosity. And yes, you're achieving a state of oneness, but not for your greater goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go 100 years now in the past. Where are you?
Feel like snow and cold and like very crystal though, very clear.
Mm-hmm. What kind of body are you in?
Human.
What kind of clothes are you wearing?
Fur.
Okay. Are you a hunter? Are you a white man? Are you indigenous?
Indigenous.
You a trapper?
By the ocean.
Okay. What part of the world?
Russia somewhere, maybe.
Is the medicine?
I don't know. That's what.
Is the medicine teachers inside you at that life?
Yes.
Okay. What do they say to you?
it's, I don't know how to articulate it. It's like another language. It's
Let me translate for you into the light language. Nihoti chakawa kakika nahoto initi tiwaka shane oka.
That sounds right.
What does it feel like in those words? What do those words translate emotionals?
It's like a clarity. It's like a but like a stern mother clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
So I want you to just repeat after me. Wakanata.
Watanata.
Naka wata.
Naka wat.
Wata.
Wata.
Okay. You're experiencing resistance inside you right now. Let go of the logical brain. Ino toto.
Ino
Wakanata.
waka nata.
Yata.
Iaka.
Asmoto.
Asmo.
Hakono.
Hakono.
Okay. What did you feel as you were saying those words?
Like heat,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a calming sensation.
Okay.
But again, somewhat of a seriousness, like a serious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now let's go 10,000 years in the past.
Some sort of war, like pop world.
Mm-hmm. Now, this entire exercise we done, was it curiosity?
I wasn't. Yes.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was you in the focus and seamlessly going to the future and to the past, other than the logical mind interrupting you a few times.
Yes.
Okay. If you really learn how to let go of curiosity learning and do exercises like these, you will change the nature of your manifestations.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. I can do that.
Okay? Let go of the curiosity learning. It isn't serving you anymore. Let that fox come in and let yourself go out and play.
Absolutely. I am a hermit. I do need that.
Okay?
Yes.
It's why you're resorting to curiosity learning. It's the randomest way you can let joy into your life and break the serious stick. Okay? By breaking the rules of seriousness, you will uncover all the other realms that allow you to have pure focus and manifestation through vision. There are many people in the chat. How are you able to see this? It's because you put the damn good work in over the last 20 years. No matter how lost you thought you were, you still worked toward a greater goal. And it wasn't curiosity. It was your greater spiritual plan coming through point to point to point.
I feel like the last 20 years have been in the ethers more than in my body, for sure.
Yes, because you have not allowed the fun in your life. Okay? And the curiosity learner developed to allow fun over your serious nature. And the curiosity learner is the default of breaking your seriousness, but you break your seriousness through focus, focusing on something that is bringing joy, happiness, relaxation. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel it. I
All right,
appreciate
Darren,
it very much.
You're welcome. I got to let you go and move on to the next caller. Thank you for calling in again.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome. Have a good one. That was fun, everyone. Now, did anybody else look forward into their future and see something? Go ahead and write on into the chat room there. And if you are in the YouTube room and want to come in and raise your hand and be a part of the potentials of who's going to be picked for a call, Robert has put up the information. All right, Robert, spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Okay, great process, Andrew. I enjoyed that. Seb, signal to unmute.
Seb, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Florida.
Welcome to the show. What did you want to talk about today?
It's surprising that I'm on. I was actually on one of your comedy shows.
When did you call in?
It was in middle of 2020.
Okay, that's very early. So how are things going with you?
Things are all right. What I should talk about? Let's not waste time then. Well, I don't know, Andrew. What do you see? How are you, by the way?
I'm doing good. We've had weird weather where I'm at, where it was 90 degrees yesterday. I'm sorry, the day before yesterday it was 90 degrees, and then yesterday it was 44 degrees. And we've had several of those days where it's gone from super hot to super cold day after day. So it's I almost put my winter clothes away, and I'm like, nah, I'll wait another week, and I'm glad I did.
Well, I still have the butterflies, but I guess we could start with the biggest worry in my head, at least. I'm sure other people also have concerns. But maybe you've already answered that question. The world, I guess, is heading somewhere, but I don't think that should stop us from doing what we enjoy, right? Or focusing on goals, right?
Well, if you want to follow the global narrative, then where will the global narrative take you?
It will take us towards a fourth industrial revolution, and I don't know. I guess we'll have
all the other 1%er bullshit.
Yeah.
So, if you don't want to be a part of that narrative, what can you do for yourself to begin stopping that narrative from affecting you?
If I just stop listening to it, does that change anything?
Absolutely, it does. It stops influencing you on what your potentials are for the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
It allows you to take control via willpower to exercise the short-term authority that you have, which is the most powerful tool a human being has. Power of free will, short-term, to change all of the potential pre-charted futures the narrative has created for you.
Huh. Let's see. I can't get lost in my head. Let's see.
What kind of job do you do?
Oh, I'm not working now. I actually had trouble with that for some reason.
Yeah, why?
Looking, today I've applied to martial arts. Well, I haven't applied. I've sent my diploma to a guy. Looks like a Taekwondo school close by.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I get that. That'll be cool.
Why have you been having trouble finding jobs?
I suppose it's the misanthropy or something like that, or a paranoia.
Paranoia of what?
Of other people just watching or judging, probably.
So all of it's external that keeps you from succeeding on your own.
Um, I'm not sure what that means. It seems internal to me, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's all external stimulus that's keeping you internally and not moving.
Is that true?
Is it?
Uh, is the external world keeping me? Looks like it.
Okay. So what do you got to tell the external world?
I mean, bunch of swear words, I guess.
Okay. Tell the fuck off, external world.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, but
Okay.
yeah.
So what is it that you really want to do that has nothing to do with the external world?
Well, as a kid, I've had an interest in machinery.
Okay.
I remember I used to watch videos on airplanes, motors, free energy generators, that kind of stuff. Recently, I found out that in 1820, there was an engine that ran on air. Have you heard of it? The pneumatic trains, pneumatic cars.
And actually, in the late 1980s and the mid 1990s, the French government, which still had its own government car industry, developed a pneumatic car and truck that replaced inner city taxis, and they still are going today. And pneumatic vehicles should have taken over the world a long time ago, and you would have had compressed air stations everywhere instead of gas stations.
Yeah, that's rather simple, isn't it?
It's very simple.
It doesn't make money, and that's why I think it didn't grab.
No, it does make money, but on 1 and 2 time shots. It's the residual cash that comes from the extreme capitalism.
Oh, wow. So why hasn't it taken off?
Because the 1%ers don't want it to.
Oh, duh, right?
Uh-huh.
Huh. And if I were to, let's say, do something in that field,
It would be really easy for you to find an existing car frame and convert to a compressed air engine and make a kit car, a model car. Yes. You see the picture here, Robert Scott Hub?
Yes.
That's the early 1900s they figured out how to do it.
I know, that's what's shocking. You know, we're sitting here worrying about gas prices when you could just use air.
Right.
It looks like a airplane engine in the front.
No, it's a radial. The radial engines were magneto-based engines back then, which were a great way to get an engine cranking with high starters. I mean, there was magnetics helping the pistons move. They're called magnetic radial engines.
Oh, okay.
Those are magnetos. So it helps the torque of the engine produce more oomph.
Huh. So I'm gonna switch subjects now.
Okay.
Well, it's related. I've been researching into the whole Tartaria history, alternate history. I'm wondering if you can enlighten me as to what exactly happened. Was there a reset in the mid 19th century?
Well, the Tartarian story has been eliminated out of our history. Are you familiar with the Tartarian mud flood?
Yes.
And what do you know about the mud flood, the years that it came around?
I just know that there was a mud flood that affected was it most of America and Europe, I think. And is this connected to the Dust Bowls or no? Is it volcanic?
No, it was a rapid glacier melt from meteorites hitting the glaciers at a smaller level, not as level as the world ending.
Oh wow!
But
When
it
did
was
this happen?
several dozen meteors hitting glaciers all over the world in a span of about 7 months, followed up by volcanic activity.
Oh, was that during the there was a in the 1850 something, I can't remember exactly. There was
Yeah.
a solar, what is
Yes,
it called?
the Carrington event, 1859, in which a
Yeah.
solar flare was so powerful that the Morse code machines between cities didn't need batteries to charge them, and telephone and telegraph poles were exploding from energy coming through them.
So it was meteors. Wow.
No, that was an actual solar flare event that was considered a Class 5 event. We've not had a Class 5 event since then.
Oh, but when did the meteors strike then? I thought that it might have happened at a
No,
relatively.
that the mud flood actually is in 4 different phases. Is in 4 different phases. So about 536 AD, which was the year with no summer.
Uh-huh.
So literally, there was no summer, and the plants all over the world died. Okay, it's because meteorites and volcanoes went off, and you can go look at it. The year with no summer. Okay, at which began the mini ice age and the rapid melting of glaciers, and then the rapid reforming of them, which totally changed the whole process that Earth was going through during the beginning of the Renaissance. And the Tartarian Empire was an attempt by subsurface world beings to keep a surface population highly educated with space travel, as well as the different healing techniques so that they could, like a draft system, find people in various tribes and cultures and recruit them to be high-level psychics that could be traded off-world. And there was a decision by the new owners of the Hollow Earth world to make sure that the Tartarian Walmart system that they set up had to be destroyed. And the mud flood and the year with no summer was the beginning of the dismantling of them. And it took several hundred years to write them out of history.
Okay, I got disconnected for a bit. Do you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, where were we?
I was just saying 536 AD was the beginning of the fall of the Tartarian Empire, and it took several hundred years to remove them from history.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It was a gradual removal from them because they had a significantly surface power.
Now, these people were of a different ilk, right? Were they taller? 7 feet? 6 feet?
Not all of them. They were a combination. They were, the best way to describe them is the surface ruling elite Tartarians were DNA collectors, and they would house lineages to be breeding cows to special type souls in which they would sell to other breeder type families. And that network of owning the breeding cows gave them a monopoly that the rest of this Hollow Earth didn't want.
Oh, wow. Wow, this throws our history in the gutter.
Yeah, well, 99% of our history is a lie.
You know, I was thinking of doing a meme about you once, like, you know, those Chad versus Virgin memes?
Yep.
You could have, what do you call them? For the Virgin, it's scholar versus the Galactic historian, something like that. Virgins, that would be funny.
And then they're like, where's your proof? And I go, where's yours? You have supposition to back you up, and that's it.
And quick question about there's a lot of mythical beings that, like the Brummies, those people without heads, what do you call them? And even the dog-headed people, those were real?
Yes. They're different lineages of humans who had chimera type DNA, meaning they can breed with anything. And with the proper DNA management pre-birth, birth, fetus and birth, you can give birth to something on this world that will look radically different.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Are these types still around, or have they gone extinct?
The vast majority of them have been driven off the surface of this world and have become subsurface, hollow earth, or sent off world, because the current owners of our world do not want DNA, aberrant DNA in their cows. They want all their cows to be white cows with black spots. Okay? They don't want any of their cows to have special powers.
I figured, yeah.
Okay?
Makes sense.
They want you to moo and give milk and die.
That's nice.
Yeah?
Is there anything we could do to progress?
Work on yourself. Let go of the global narrative. Manifest your greatest heart's desires. Have fun when you're doing it.
Right.
And know just by doing that, you're throwing a wrench into the system that is trying to control your potential futures.
Okay. I've had difficulty in school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Why? Do you know why you've had difficulty in school?
I believe I had some sort of rebellion or some kind of disgust towards something.
Mm-hmm.
I still have that feeling, and it still kind of courses through me. I think that holds me back sometimes. I don't know. It
is the single thing that holds you back. Like the caller before you, curiosity learning owns your ass.
Oh.
Not focused learning out of intent, because you got pissed off at the education system at a really young age. And it's hard for you to get into focused, continuous, long-term learning and not letting curiosity take over and steal your life force.
Damn, wow, that's annoying. Okay, and what can be, I guess I already know then. Wait.
I need a shiny thought distract you. Okay.
If I have structure, will that help with removing the curiosity learning? Like if I set schedules or?
How are you with set schedules? Your own set schedules, not others.
Setting schedules? How am I with setting schedule? Well, probably terrible.
Okay.
But I recently came up with the idea that, and I know maybe my ideas, maybe I'm a little bit slow, but if I set a schedule, if I figure out what to do in one day, then I can, if I write everything down that I want to do, and if I stick to it, then nothing can distract me that way.
Well, no. Well, lots of things can distract you. So you've got to set your schedule down 2, 3, and 4 weeks ahead of time and use your current brain power to go Monday, Tuesday, I want to do something this or this, Wednesday, Thursday, this or this. Give yourself options, still give yourself days off, and try planning 3 to 4 weeks in the future. And the hardest part about it will be you holding yourself accountable to doing. Okay. And then when you're done doing, writing down on the calendar, you got a double sticker and a check mark because you actually did today.
Oh, so every time I do good, I check the calendar.
You add to the calendar, I did this and this, a check mark. Yes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't start big, start small.
Yes, good idea.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Because part of you is focusing on the future. It's taking away the power that curiosity has to steal from you. An example, if you have Monday, Tuesday where not much is going on, give yourself options so that you still have a bit of a free will on what you actually do on the Monday, Tuesday. Then as you get better and better, give yourself one option for Monday and maybe pass some extra energy. If you didn't finish Mondays, you finish it on Tuesday. So you can get to the bigger process of completing projects, which is your second biggest failure. You leave all these incomplete projects.
Yeah, that's yeah.
What do you think that does to your self-esteem?
Oh, that's terrible.
Right.
That puts you in. Trust me, you don't want to know where it puts you.
I know where it puts you. That's why I said it. Okay, so you got to start finding the little victories, and you got to do your little victory dance when you're done. I did it. Complete.
So that's it. That's all. That's all that's in my way.
Well, you're in your way.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But
are there other things that are karmically interfering with you? A few, but none of them. Every one of them can be beat with holding yourself accountable to action. So action turns knowledge into wisdom. So curiosity doesn't send you down the path of shiny object to shiny to shiny,
yes,
and never getting anything complete.
I've noticed it's like a cycle too, isn't it?
Yeah. It's an addictive cycle. It's an addiction cycle for you.
It is, yeah.
Because at a young age, you had a serious issue with the learning process, and you are of a pouty, temper tantruming internal kid who doesn't want to focus learn.
Yes, that's me.
Okay. You gotta fire the kid. Take him out of your reality. No more.
Have to grow up.
Okay?
Huh?
Gotta grow up. That's right.
Yes.
Take all his toys away.
Huh. Why is he sticking around?
Because you made him the boss. He's the head of the corporeal you. You made him CEO, CFO, and COO.
Okay, if I
demote him to the mailroom, or water boy, coffee boy.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
take charge of the corporeal you.
Okay. I have one question about myself. Do I have some kind of, maybe I'm on the spectrum of autism? Is that
no?
No. Thank God. No excuses then.
You were just temper tantrum inner child because you had some situations going up where the teachers and educators and parental units around you didn't make learning fun for you, and you rebelled and never stopped. Which is your karmic journey to get over this lifetime.
So I must stop rebelling? What must I?
Rebelling against focused learning.
I have to. Oh, okay. I understand.
Like learning how to like to study. How it can transform and transmute the things inside you.
Studying? I do.
Bane of your existence, studying, huh?
Looks like it, yeah.
But
even though I at the same time I kind of feel a gravitation towards it. There's a
yes, but you can't stick to it like Velcro.
So I flake off.
Shed. Yes.
Why does
reject?
It's just
because the temper tantruming inner child is the chief executive officer of your corporeal self. He runs the show.
What kind of ritual could I do to demote that guy?
A bunch, but you got to actually do them.
Yes, I do gotta actually do.
In a focused intent, and understand he's going to try to do what? Take over the company again.
Yeah.
Okay. I will use the Twitter example right now. You're the Elon Musk taking over the Twitter employees. The woke internal sides that don't run a business right.
Oh, wait, who am I? Elon Musk or the woke guys?
You're the Elon Musk, and your internal kid is the Twitter employees.
Oh, I see.
Okay, you gotta let them go. They just waste all they work 4 hours a month. Did you see that Project Veritas video where the guy says, "Yeah, I work 4 hours a month."
Oh my God.
Literally 4 hours a month.
Wow.
Eh?
All right. One more question. Well, I'm interested in my history, my past lives or whatever.
Tough luck.
I actually have this memory. I'm not sure if it's of anything, of a lamppost, and it was some kind of rain. Is that anything?
That's all curiosity bullshit.
Oh, it is, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot for calling in.
All right. It was a good talk. Thank you for having me.
Go back and listen to it again, man.
I will have
Just
to,
get out.
yes.
Just get out there and find stuff to do, short plot projects you can complete. And you just got to learn to enjoy the study factor and the types of dopamine releases that can give you. Okay?
Okay.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Thank you. You too, Andrew. It's always good to hear from you.
Good to you. All right, Robert. Let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Alrighty, let's see if I get this. Guojon, signal to unmute. Guojon.
Guojon, are you there? Hello. Going once.
Got John,
Hi, where are you calling from?
Iceland.
Iceland, welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
I want to ask you about my brother. I lost him when he was in the stomach of my mother. And are he control me something, or are he still in me, his soul? Or
So what year were you born?
I'm a twin. I was born 9 of August 1960.
Okay. Was he born stillbirth or was he
He died in the stomach, 6 or 7 months old.
okay. So this happens very frequently in twin births. And what happens when you have an egg that splits into a twin, what it's creating is two potential life paths for you. He is the exact same being you are with a second set of life choices. So that ultimately means your entire life growing, you've had multiple free will options to go and experience many different things. He is you. He is not separate of you, nor does he control you. You are the I am, but this I am has an expanded DNA potential of connecting to others.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't have to think about he is trying to control me or something.
No, that doesn't work that way.
No. Was it a boy or a girl?
It was you as a boy. It was a copy of you, quite literally.
Yeah, okay. Then
What kind of career path did you choose?
What? What did you say?
What kind of career path did you choose?
I make food for people, I was a sailor and was making food for my crew.
Okay, so you're right. You were out on the ocean. You a chef for fishing vessels.
Yes.
Okay. There's another version of the internal you that could be doing anything else in the world.
Okay.
Okay. It just says that at any point in time, you can switch paths, be it career, the magical path, the spiritual path. You have another path lined up for you because while you were in the womb, you had a twin and you absorbed the twin's DNA and all the spiritual contracts. So what it's saying is you have a lot available for you to do. You're not locked into one position of one lifetime.
Oh, okay. Surprised me. I was in one show with you, and I think it was in March last year. and I was asking you about why do I die on the sea like that? So if you
I remember you. What future do you want?
I have been in a lot of problem last few days. I'm always thinking about my past, my my first girl, and what all the things I make wrong, everything in the past. So, what is going on when I'm thinking like that, and I get very sad?
You understand the term melancholy?
What?
The word melancholy. Do you know what the word melancholy means?
No.
It's a form of sadness where we're constantly looking at the past and not allowing the potential futures in, because we're always looking at the mistakes we made and not the great successes that we've had.
Yeah. And then I said to myself, no, I will not be, I'm very happy now. And if I have do everything right in the past, then I will not be here. That's right, I'm thinking, or?
Well, no, there's a healthy look at a past and then the unhealthy look at the past. And right now you've just been using the more unhealthy look.
Yes.
And this is where you have to switch the pendulum and look to your future.
Yeah, I have been trying that, And I said to myself, if I'm not, if I have not done like, cannot say it in English. I'm very happy where I'm staying now. I was telling myself, I'm happy now. I don't want to.
But you can make you can make yourself more happy.
Yeah.
You don't have to settle for the happiness that you have now. You can create new forms of happiness in you.
Okay. Yes.
And this means you got to stop looking at the past and look to the future.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I have been get very good now last days when I said with myself, you will not be here if you have do everything right in the past. And I'm very happy where I stay now, but I get sometimes lonely because I live only one.
Yes, because you've locked yourself into that energy.
Yeah,
and you don't need to be locked into that energy.
Yeah,
okay. Do you know how to play chess?
Yeah, I did it when I was young.
Okay. At the age that you're at now, you could pick up some chess books and literally in 7 or 8 months become a chess grandmaster if you wanted to.
Yeah. It's
and travel the world going to chess tournaments.
Okay. Yeah, I like chess, but
backgammon is another one.
What?
Backgammon.
Backgammon.
Yeah. There are other things that you should look at that are in like the nature of chess that you would be very good at.
I have not made chess in many years. Last time I was playing chess, I don't lost. But
so what? You just got to learn pick up a book and start learning.
I was quite good in chess when I was young.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are you could you were a chef on a boat. I'm sure you got 1,001 stories you could tell.
Yeah. They always like my food.
Okay. Put some videos together of you making food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. that's not so bad.
You just
Yeah,
gotta have
okay.
you just have to have confidence in the now and get out of looking in the past and be in the now.
Yeah, yes. I was calling you to ask you about that. You know, I was so fusion in my head. You know, why I am always thinking about the past. Why? You know, can I not stop it? You know, and
You can stop it, but you have to actually stop it and do something else, which is looking to the future. So you got to give yourself as many options to your future instead of limiting your future with your choices that you have by looking in the past all the time.
yeah, I think it's quite good. You know, I want to let somebody else come now, and I'm very happy what you said.
All right. Thanks a lot for calling in there. And I'm telling you, if you give it some effort, you could become a chess master and travel the world making money off of chess tournaments. Quite literally.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, Roberto. Let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Alrighty, Isabel. Signal to unmute, Isabel.
Isabel, are you there?
Yes.
Hello. Where are you calling?
Hello.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Mexico, Cancun.
Cancun, Mexico. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, first, really thank you for taking our calls and our questions. And as I was saying previously on the chat, I'm really amazed how other calls answer for questions and I'm having right now. So it's really magical to get together and share all these problems and issues. And I am sure all of the listeners are receiving answers for their issues. So it's really, really a privilege and it's magical. I really love it.
Well, thank you. I've been doing this show for 9 years now. About 9 years, a call-in show for 9 years. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy opening up. And as I say, every caller is a teacher. Okay?
Yes, amazing.
Okay. It's just a matter of what is the lesson and can people hear the lesson?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. What you experience, you know, because your questions are answered, because we all share this human experience.
Yes.
And in the commonness of the shared human experience, no matter what your culture is, there are certain things that we all could just recognize.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I've seen a common topic today. It's about being a little frustrated about your dreams not coming true. And and the very clear answer to me lately, and because of all the things you have said, is stop fooling around with silly investigations with no purpose and projects with no function in reality.
You are a smart woman.
Yes. That's because I've been listening hard and I've been working hard on that because that is my issue. So
all the leftover projects never finished?
No, I do finish them, but I overdo it. I always overdo it and I do precious things, but they're unsellable because I spend embroidering a dress hours and hours and hours and I fall in love with my art and I can't sell it. And that's stupid. It's drowning within my own creativity.
Interesting words, drowning in your own creativity.
Yes, and procrastinating. And when I have a real economical purpose, because I'm convinced we have to have enough material satisfaction in this world to be happy. And if you're creative or a healer or whatever you do, it's not deserving. You have to go for it. The world and the universe is full of things, but we have to learn how to harvest them for us. And I think that's what the show's been about. So it's very interesting that we're struggling with that.
You're picking up on all the subtle threads. Yes, you are.
Yes, that's my topic. I was convinced like a year ago I had a curse because I I mean, I'm gifted with many talents. I can draw, I can sew, I can embroider, I can do many things. That's not important. But I'm unable to monetize those gifts.
Because you're drowning in creativity.
Yes, and in curiosity.
And when you listen, when you get your head above water,
yes.
you only have enough energy to do what? Think about selling stuff.
Yes.
So you literally have to put the creativity down and redirect it to the spots you've been avoiding.
Yeah, for example, the idea that money is horrible and all bad people have money, that's not true. That was a preconceived thing I had. And I cured myself from it recently. Money is a tool of this reality, I think.
It's a tool that can be used negatively and it can be used positively.
Yes, because it gives you freedom and tools and more material, then you can keep on going.
Absolutely. So you have to get out of the waters of creativity and dry off.
Yes. Yes,
and take a break from do and realize that it's become a manic habit pattern.
Totally. And I was listening to one of the other callers, this curiosity. It's amazing and it's fun, but I mean, I got to a point of cultivating my own cotton, spinning my own cotton, weaving the fabric. That's unsellable. That's magic clothing for me. But I can't make money from that. So I have to stop doing those things.
You can make money from it. You just haven't exited the drowning waters and dried off and recovered and have a few days to recover your energy and then say no to the manic addiction long enough for you to go, I have to do something with all of these things that I've created. I'm not going to go back to them until I can get some small level of moving forward.
Yes. And what's been helpful recently for me, that I'm a really maniac creator. I create a lot of things. It's to slow down, take a piece of paper and write down all these things and review them every morning.
And then you have to actually follow through and do, though.
Yes, that's very important. And that's what I'm like missing right now, the mark.
No, it's confidence that in your own creations that you can take them out to a market and sell.
That I think that I don't believe yet. That's where the curse lies, I think.
There is no curse. There is no curse. Is no curse. And that's what you have to put your creativity towards.
Yes.
Just find a local stall or someplace where they have an open bazaar where you can just set up a table and sell your stuff.
An online shop.
No.
Okay.
In the beginning, you need to meet a customer.
Okay.
You can set up the online shop afterwards. Okay. But in the beginning, you just got to get out and do. You got to feel the woman in business.
Okay.
Bringing your wares to the bazaar, the market.
Okay. I remember because I didn't find your material online. You found me in a very strange way.
How did I find you?
It was really, really funny. I was looking for indigo children information, and that was it. And suddenly, emails started arriving to my inbox about the Galactic ascension machine. And I said to myself, what the freak is that? I don't know what that is. And researching that, because that's really weird, I don't know who was sending those emails to me. I found your videos from Mount Shasta. That was 7 years ago, I think. And I've been going back to those videos like 3 times and listened to them all very carefully. And I remember you said that garments will be or are a great thing to do. Magic garments or protective garments.
Absolutely. I stand by that today. that going into the real potential future, we no longer have throwaway clothing.
Yes.
Okay? We have clothing that will adapt to the environments that we're in.
That's
Okay?
got to be really magical. I was thinking more of protecting vessel for your being. You can wear that.
Ceremonial protection wares. That's ancient of days, and it's why you picked up how to make the threads of yarn at the very basis, because that's how you make protective clothing. From literally the animal that it comes from, to the thread that it's wove, to the patterns that you make, to the final product that's put on a person, which will be ceremonial wear.
That's amazing. I learned how to spin and weave by instinct.
Mm-hmm.
I was
because it was inside your DNA.
Yes, and it's amazing how my hands translate that knowledge to material, to objects.
Right. It's translating spirit and alchemizing through the materials you're using.
Yes. Yes, now I'm harvesting my own cotton. I hear the weather is terrific for that. I have my own cotton. I have a spinning wheel, and I have many things. But I have to, I think what's stopping me from this material benefit, I don't know if to call, if I should call it like that.
Yeah, it works.
It's that my curiosity is leading the creation. I think I must stop that obsessive thinking. And I'm not really sure how.
So why don't you make something for yourself that has the intention from the ground, from the moment that you grab the initial threads and yarns, that you're making a jacket or a hat or something that's going to stop you from curiosity learning and put you on the focus of manifestation?
I think I'm not really sure how to change that switch in my inside of me.
Yeah, you can. You can. You're just addicted to the other way.
Yes.
Okay. And the focus is, all right, let's just say you're going to make something simple, a poncho, a jacket, a hat, something. And as you're spinning,
I'm making a traditional Mexican garment, which is very simple. It's called huipil.
Okay.
Traditionally, it's made in a hand loom, in a backstrap loom. Of course, I'm not doing that. I bought some fabric, and I'm making and embroidering my motifs in there.
So every time you move the loom, every time you do a stitch, you say out loud, I'm breaking the cycle of curiosity learning and focusing my energies on my potential future. I empower the very foundations of this garment to help me get into the material world and sell my creative wares to the world. I will no longer settle for drowning myself in creativity. The focus that I put in every turn of the pins and the loom and the wheel is my focus for the future.
Okay. Yes, that's what we've been discussing, the future.
Yes.
Be really on spot on what I want in a very specific way.
Right. And actually say out loud as you're doing it. So it becomes a mantra during the entire creation.
Okay. I'm going to put that sauce on top of everything.
There you go.
You think that's what it's required for me to go to the next level, because I want to live.
It will help you. It will help you break the addiction, but you still have to get out to a market and understand how people react to your creations.
Well, here I have it. That's simple because it's a tourist area, and I have friends with stores in hotels. So that's easy.
Do it. Just do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, because
just do it. Yes, just do it. As well as the hotels, you can offer them, hey, I'll bring my loom and weave, and I'll do a class for people who want to learn.
Okay, yes.
Okay. And then you get to sell your wares at the end. Yeah, you got to get out of your house.
Yes, and that's horrible, but I have to learn.
Why is it horrible?
I don't really enjoy it much.
Where? I don't want to leave my house. I'm temper tantruming.
Yes, I think so. I'm I'm really clear about all the things we say to ourselves. It's because of fear of really manifesting what you can manifest. It's like, oh my God, it's not possible. It's not going to happen. But what if it happens? I know it's fear. I know it's
just fear. Okay, it's just fear.
Yes, and fear of the possible results, because I cut myself from the TV. I don't have a TV. I rarely read the news. I don't care about those things.
Good.
But
You're light years of everyone else. You just got to get yourself out in the real world so that
Yes.
your creations start manifesting new things for you and new forms of creativity.
Yes, you're right. And sharing and giving lessons. That's nice. That's nice. So I've been fantasizing of this call for a long time, and I had it all prepared, and I didn't ask anything that I was planning for. And I was so focused on asking you, am I cursed? And now the question even sounds dummy, like childish and dummy.
The temper tantrum part of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
The part that doesn't want you to succeed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know why we have that. It's horrible.
Listen, it's part of our karmic journey to overcome those aspects of ourselves. Yes. And when we do, the universe opens up all these new avenues of potentials. And it's just asking you to use your free will to walk the new potential avenues and see who's out there.
Yes.
Sell your wares.
I will. I promise. I have a date. I set myself a date to start selling. It's July 15. So I have to work my ass off.
Really? No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to work your ass off. Don't set yourself up for a failure. Okay. All you have to do is in the next 10 days, be willing to go and visit one place you could put your wares. Okay. And every 10 days, you go to a new one. And 10 days later, go to a new one and a new one until you get better at selling your idea to people who might be open to it. As well as finding a little bazaar and putting a little table out once a week, wherever the tourists walk by.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna investigate how that works, because as you know, we live in this little town and the mob is all over, right. And you have to really observe where are you going, because it's not that easy. But I
get it. You may have to pay a tax to them. Yeah. Okay. Yes. But you just ask the business owners. Okay. That's it. They'll tell you. They'll tell you the rules of the road.
Okay, I will. And I have friends with stores. I think I'm going to start there in the easy part.
Absolutely. Start in the easy places. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm going to do that. Yes. Can I ask something else that just came up? For us who love dreaming and really have lots of dreams, sometimes it's not very simple to discern which are dreams and which of those are really travels and voyages to different places and discussions with different people. How can you pinpoint those, or spread apart those dreams, those with teachings and those that are just, again, fantasy?
That's the practitioner understanding how to be aware inside a dream when awareness begins. It's also learning how to go on a visionary journey when you're not asleep, so you understand the fundamentals of what journeying is. The question you have asked is the hardest question that has been asked of all practitioners throughout all history. How do you know the difference between this and that? Until you get out into those realms and have boots on the dream ground experience, you won't know. You know by experiencing.
Yes, I've had 3 dreams that are one in the cave, in the crystal cave, another with an apothecary, very curious. I was invited to see herbs, and another one in a school with many staircases.
Okay.
They were really strange dreams, because I had this talks with people I couldn't see. They were behind me and they were talking.
All future people waiting to buy your wares and garments and learn from and educating from you.
Oh, I thought it was the opposite, that I was learning from them.
You are, but they're also learning from you and buying things from you. You're having conversations with potential clients. And oftentimes we have long conversations with clients that greatly, deeply impact us. I've had that happen many times.
When?
Talking with you, talking with people. It happens all the time. People have dreams about me. You hear the callers doing it all the time.
Yes, I heard a girl the other time that she was in a consult with someone else, and she was told that she was going to have a conversation with you that day. That was amazing.
And there she was. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I think we must allow to believe in our magic, on our own magic.
Exactly.
That's what I take from this conversation with you.
All right, darling. Thanks a lot for calling in.
It was so much fun.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Kisses for all. Bye.
All right, Roberta. Let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who is next.
Alrighty, thank you. And Melanie's iPhone coming at you.
Melanie's iPhone. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Manchester, UK.
Manchester, UK. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
I just want to ask you, Andrew, about this pain in my stomach that has stopped me from doing anything for about 20 years now. And
what does the pain feel like?
It comes on when I'm on period and some other times as well. But it's very, very excruciatingly painful.
Mm-hmm. Have you been to the doctor? Have you been to the doctors?
Yes.
And what did they say?
I've been diagnosed with menorrhagia, something like that.
And what did they recommend to do with that?
There were several things. They've given me some medications and it didn't quite work. Some injections and it didn't work. And they wanted to scrape my womb, but I didn't accept to do that because I did some research and they said it wasn't very good. It might not help me.
Okay, so you could have the surgery and it won't get rid of the pain, is what they're saying.
Yes.
Have you ever had a doctor look for any lesions in your intestinal tract?
They've done some investigations, but the recommendation was to do the surgery. But I didn't.
And how long ago was that diagnosis?
It's about 4 years ago, 5, I think.
5 years ago?
Yes.
Well, it would be a good idea to go back and seek a second opinion. Okay? You don't have to act on anything, but get a second opinion. And ask them to look at the mesh at the wall, at your uterus wall, and to look for any lesions in the intestinal tract.
Right.
Okay. So when I'm looking at the center of your energy, obviously there's major issues with the womb. Okay. That means you've got some spiritual work to do on the internals of the womb.
Right.
Okay. You've had trouble with relationships?
A lot.
You don't think that reflects to the womb?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been able to use the heart meditation that I have?
No. I've not come across that yet.
Okay, so are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, yes.
So you can go to a group called Friends of Andrew Bartzis and
I am.
Okay? Well, inside there, if you click on the files button, You're going to see like 200 meditations and documents that people have transcribed from the different shows that I've done.
Ah.
Again, practicing them. What I talk about is the fetus in the womb energy. And you've got to go through this visualization journey of seeing yourself as a fetus in your own womb, so that you can begin to see the damage that's been done to the womb from the emotional traumas that you've experienced. And begin to let go of them, forgive them, because it's manifested into something that is causing you physical pain now.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
That journey to letting go of all of those negative stressors that have now created this thing that you have to deal with. It's taking away from the quality of life that you have.
I have no life at all, Andrew.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay. You want a life, don't you?
Yes, I do.
How much does it mean to you to have a life?
Everything.
Okay.
I just want to live.
Okay. So stop doing what you were doing in the past to do something different. Start doing the spiritual work as part of a daily practice.
The pain kind of stops me from concentrating, like from meditating.
Okay, so you can go and learn something called Wim Hof breathing. No matter how in pain that you are, you can breathe through it.
What?
Wim Hof breathing.
Right.
Wim Hof is a name of a person. Okay. And what he developed was a breathing exercise. So what he would do was get naked and jump into a frozen ocean and use a breathing technique where he could stay in the frozen ocean for 25, 30 minutes when he should be dead after 3 minutes. He can get out of the frozen ocean and walk around barefoot.
Oh my.
Okay. All through the power of breathing.
Right.
Okay.
I'm always very cold.
It's because you're always in pain. You're always highly acidic. So breathing exercises, no matter how much in pain you are, will get you out of the pain. And breathing is the key to being able to go into meditation. Okay, there's 100 free videos on YouTube about Wim Hof breathing.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
You just got to put the effort into it. Okay? Download some of those files. They're the whole reason I tell them to put those up there so everyone has access to the free tools.
Right. It's on Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
Wim Hof. There he is.
I see. Yes. Okay. Okay.
It will transform your life.
Right.
You just got to put the effort to it.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen a psychic and he was trying to help me to meditate, and the first thing he said was to do the breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll go on Facebook and do that. Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
I've been told that I think there was a curse placed on me or something like that.
There is no curse on you.
Okay. Because I've been here now for about 20 years and I've tried so many things.
But surgery. You haven't tried the surgery, though. There are a lot of things you haven't tried.
Okay.
And now that you've been doing this for 20 years, you have to start looking at the things you don't want to look at. It's your spiritual development, which you haven't really been looking at for 20 years. You put your toe in the water, but you don't actually follow through for extended periods of time. Okay? Wim Hof breathing's been out since the 1970s.
I was following the Christian tradition.
Well, Wim Hof is a Christian, actually. There's nothing about his breathing exercise that's against the Christian religion. Okay? Christianity has its benefits. Okay? Prayer is a powerful tool.
Yeah. At one point, I wanted to be a pastor. I actually studied. I went to do theology, but I left it because yeah.
If you want to get out of pain and change your life, you know you have drastic actions ahead of you. What you've been doing isn't working. Thus, you have to make a change.
Can you advise me on?
Start with breathing. Start with a guided meditation. Go back to the doctor. Get a second opinion. Okay?
Yes.
Okay? And then let the breathing take over. So when the waves of pain come, you learn how to breathe through it and take control of the body. Learn how to do the spiritual techniques that allow you to go energetically into your womb and let go of the stresses that are there and the pains that you've been through for a whole lifetime. Forgive yourself of the past. All the common techniques that are out there that you just have to put into effect for yourself.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Right.
You also got to get out there in the world. You can't be alone all the time. You've made yourself alone.
Yes. I have no friends.
And that's all from your doing. Okay?
Because I feel like I'm different. Most of the time when I go out and speak to these people, I just feel like what I say is nobody considers it, or it's just different, or maybe I'm coming from different worldview and they don't understand me, and I don't get along with what they are bringing on the table and things like that. So
sounds awful judgmental.
Okay.
Okay. You can't keep blaming the rest of the world for what's wrong in your social life. You got to make changes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Do you see anything in my past life that has bring this pain on me? Or this
there is no curse from a past life. There are past life issues where you went through extreme starvation and issues with children dying at birth. And that's the majority of the past life that's influencing this type of pain, which is being diagnosed into a type of sickness and disease that you have, which means there's an entirely purely spiritual component to going through the healing journey of it. How do you heal a past life that starved to death 100 times? You learn to love food. How do you deal with a child dying in your womb and miscarriaging 20 lifetimes in a row? You do the spiritual work that puts yourself into your womb now and births yourself today now as an ongoing spiritual practice so that you can go out and do and give yourself a second and third chance at life.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Doing the things you've been avoiding. Okay. The surgery could fix it for you, but you won't entertain it.
Yeah, I just thought maybe it wouldn't, because of the research that I've done. I thought I might be inflicting.
But now you just have to go get a second opinion. Okay. And you have to weigh your options. Do you want to live in this pain the rest of your life?
No. I'm tired.
Okay, then. Time to change. Get a second opinion.
Right. Okay.
And if the second opinion,
I have an appointment.
Okay. And if the second opinion confirms the first opinion, do the surgery. If the second opinion comes up with something else, well, then you may need to get a third opinion. And put yourself back on the research so you know fully what you're getting into.
Okay.
If 3 opinions tell you the same thing, get the surgery, then do it.
Okay.
All the while, you got to start practicing the spiritual work, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I will. I will.
Okay. Are you in a little town, or are you in a decent sized city?
I'm in Manchester, UK.
You're a pretty big city.
Yes.
Like the previous caller, there are certain things you have natural affinities to, like the game of chess. And ironically, we have 2 potential chess masters that have called into the show today, which means there's a greater spiritual chess match going at process here. Have you ever played chess?
No.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
I know. My son plays it.
Okay. Go get a book, Chess for Dummies. You can buy a chessboard for £10 at any thrift shop or less and learn to play. And in Manchester, I guarantee it, there are outdoor cafes that have regular chess competing tournaments that are for free. And you just get there and practice, and it'll be a great way for you to learn how to socialize.
I see.
Okay?
Right.
You get yourself a drink, and there'll be a bunch of people, every age group that's possible out there. And all you got to do is put a little bit of effort into learning that chess has a set of finite moves.
Ah.
And you just have to cover the moves that you're doing and learn to think ahead of time. You use that Wim Hof breathing technique while you're playing chess, you will be beating some of the greatest chess guys in Manchester in a matter of months. And you could possibly be making money as a chess touring person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told that I have a gift.
Yes, but you got to unwrap it, take it out of the box, and play with it, don't you?
I was wondering what is it? Because
Okay. Chess is one of those.
okay.
The ability to research is another thing. Damn, you have a high threshold for pain. You've lived with 20 years of this internal pain. Guess what? That makes you a master at resisting pain.
Ah.
And it could also be a great way to cover up tells if you ever wanted to become a poker master in card games.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Give yourself the freedom of allowance.
Right.
Okay?
So do you see any career in me, like in healing? Because I've always loved to counsel people. Like I've always
absolutely. But the path to becoming a healer means you can't be a hermit anymore. You got to know how to talk to people.
Okay.
You got to know how to listen and let them and be able to speak to them. Yes, you have all this wisdom in you, but you got to break the hermit in you. And chess can be one of those great tools that retrains you how to socialize. And then, yes, you can get yourself a healing business. Go and learn a healing technique and put up a sign that says open for business.
Because I've been researching about these herbs and
Listen, herbs is not going to make you money. It just isn't. Your competition out there with all the naturopaths, homeopaths, and Chinese medicine people, you're just not going to make money unless you have a very high business sense on how to run stores and own stock.
Right.
You could be a hands-on healer, though.
Like energy healer?
Yes, as well as physical massage type healing, too. But you still have to face the hermit in you, who's been living in pain for 20 years. And get out of the pain, do the spiritual techniques. So when you go to learn the energy healing side, you don't have that that neutering your energies to creation. And chess can just be one of those tools that helps you how to socialize, how to get victories in your life, and then how to say, you know what, I've done great with chess. It's something I'll do a couple times a month, but I want to be a healer. All right, class, what am I going to take?
Right. So, like the previous caller, I have always wanted to do something in fashion, sustainable fashion.
Okay. Do you know how to sew?
No.
Okay. Do you know how to do patterns? No. So how could you do sustainable fashion if you don't know anything about it?
Maybe I should take some classes on that.
Take a class, pick up a book, watch some YouTube videos, go out to a clothing store, you know, one of those thrift shop clothing store, you'd get clothes for cheap, pull out a scissor, chop some stuff up and stitch it back together with your own hands. You got to find out what your style is. There are so many clothing thrift shops all over every big city out there. And for a handful of bucks, you can get a dozen different pieces of clothing and chop them up and sew them together if you wanted to. Let yourself learn how to sew, learn how to seamstress and sew. Okay.
Andrew, what stops me is I have these fungi on my nails. And I kind of it knocks down my my confidence to kind of go out.
Does it raise the nail bed, and is it real thick under the nail?
It's thick, it's black, it's ugly.
Okay. What that's called is that's a type of psoriasis. And there's a medication for that, such as Humira, but you have to go and get it diagnosed, and you can't live with it. And I guarantee that's connected to your stomach pains.
I have been to specialists, and they wanted to they cut it off. They wanted to grow it in the dish, but it wouldn't grow. So they don't know exactly what it is. They couldn't, because the doctors the nails would not grow the fungal that is in there.
Mm-hmm. How long ago did they do that?
Some years ago, I think 5-6 years ago.
Go and get a second opinion. Find a better doctor.
Right.
Stop settling for the old and allowing it to take away from you.
I just decided to try and cure it myself, but I've done several cures and it's not going away.
Doesn't work because it's genetic. Okay.
Yes, it's genetic. Yeah, I think because my grandma had it, my mom had it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's genetic. And there are some new treatments out there that will deal with it because that's an autoimmune situation.
I see. Where do I go to get these?
You got to go to a dermatologist. Specifically a dermatologist.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, darling. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Go get a chess book and a chessboard and give yourself the chance again.
Yes.
When you beat your first good player, you're going to feel really good. Okay?
Thank you.
And as
very
I'm
much,
saying,
Andrew.
you could make money touring the whole world playing chess.
All right. That's
all
a new
right.
hope for me now.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Now, thanks a lot for calling in.
Thank you very much. Bye.
All right, Roberto, is Montesaurus there?
He is, and he's ready to unmute.
Montesaurus Rex.
Hello, I'm just freaked out that Robert is watching me from afar and knows exactly what's going on. What fresh hell is this?
What's going on in Montyland?
Well, let's see. Many things. From last weekend, Friday the 13th, full moon, an eclipse, and Mercury's in lemonade or some shit.
And then blood moon also.
Yeah, blood moon, and then you had all the solar flares and everything else like that. And the spiritual elephant got 6 of its friends to come with me and run over me. And of course, I agreed to that. So I'm having always needs to see me. Sometimes I'm just a voice, Robert. I don't have to be seen. Okay, now I'm seen. So you broke up the flow. I was doing a whole rant and routine there. Yeah. So Also, I've had 3 YouTube videos removed for misinformation. Strangely enough, the third one was about the first one. So that's fun. I'm here at Wayford in HQ. I've got, like in the CIA in Langley, how they've got the stars for every agent that's killed. I've got 3 on my YouTube board.
Videos that have been taken down.
Yeah. So just with ignoring the global narrative, but everyone else is still going on it, and and finding my way. Spiritually, I'm sort of at that point where I need to know an answer, and then straight after that is, but what is the question? And I feel like I'm in a Metallica song, but it's a positive angle. On St. Anger, Metallica had a song. How do I find the answer if I don't know what the question is? But that was a negative take. Mine's
because you're still on the guitar riff, not the song, not the singing part.
Yeah,
you're still riffing. You're still riffing with the guitar before the spoken word, or the sung word, or the lyrics.
Yeah, no. I was just trying to find a reference of okay, that sounds like James doing that. It's a good riff. Yes, you've got me there. But it's I'm sort of sensing it's there. Okay, we need an answer. Kind of need a question first. So that's the fun part of my exploration in consciousness is let's find the question then. So there's that. However, out of all of that, to bring balance and be happy, I watched Stargate, the movie, a couple of days ago. So it still holds up. It's quite good. It's 28 years ago. I have this mass addiction of watching the TV show, but that's 10 seasons. And you won't see me for 4 months because I'll just be sucked down a rabbit hole. So my question for you, let's go a bit galactic here, because I know in the movie they go from one galaxy to another and it's universal, but what can you tell everyone about the Stargate? Is there anything about how it was made? I know there is some type of technology of Stargates, but people don't know where exactly it's made, or what can you share? Because I just thought it'd be fascinating, interesting to get off, stop focusing on fucking Earth all the time. Not you, but you know what I mean? You're the galactic historian. There's a whole galaxy out there that you can be historic about.
So the Stargate movie is absolute soft disclosure.
Yeah.
First thing first, no doubt about it, soft disclosure. It is taking Egyptian ideology and applying it to a scientific technology in which they're traveling world to world to world to world to world. In that the actual movie, excluding the series, they go to another place where Ra left after the children of Earth rebelled against him and buried the Stargate. Mm-hmm. In which there's another set of humans somewhere else still under the control while the aliens come and harvest the different humans there for a parasitic entity that lives thousands of years. Oh, have we heard this story before?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
There's a familiarity to it, isn't it? Okay. Now, the Stargate is if you look at the extended universe, the TV series, they're everywhere. But there was a founder race that created the Stargates and put them on worlds, knowing that over millions of years that they would go through changes. And this same founder race seeded human beings on thousands of different worlds. And that there was a force that came in after the founder beings left and pretended to be fake gods. Where have we heard this before?
Well, so what I find fascinating, I'm wondering if the Scandinavian gods like Thor and all that, Odin and stuff, and in the TV show it turns out to be they're highly intelligent greys. I'm like, oh, is someone taking the piss?
Yes, somebody's taking a piss there. Somebody is taking a piss there. Yes. Okay.
It's like if you ever met Greys, they're just animated plant life with no consciousness, no like they definitely don't have a sense of humor.
No. But the thing is, you go deeper into Stargate if you watch the series and then Stargate Atlantis, which you go to another you travel to another galaxy, and you find that the original founder race that created the Stargates and the original technology, created another type of mechanical offspring that were called the replicators.
Ah, yes.
Okay, which once again reflects a lot of human history. Okay.
I do like the meme. It's Clara and the 12th Doctor from Doctor Who. And Clara says, it's Jenna Coleman talking to Peter Capaldi. And Jenna, it's in three shots, so it's obviously not moving. It's a meme. And Clara says, "Are replicators good?" And the Doctor's just like, "It depends. Star Trek, yes. Stargate, no."
No. Yes.
And if you're not aware, if you haven't watched Stargate, replicas are like this out of control AI. That's a good way. They keep replicating. That's why they're called replicators. And so they just take over. They're kind of like the Borg in Star Trek for Stargate, aren't they? In that respect, where they just they're Romans. They come in, assimilate, and destroy everything,
and make it recrafted in their image. Yes. Yeah. Okay, and then you have the other in Stargate Atlantis, the ones that suck life force out of people. And act like a hive mind, the Wraith that act like a hive mind. Hey, where have we heard this before?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
See, I actually liked Stargate Universe, which kind of, I think that was just exploring the universe, but it was that classic, we don't know what we're doing, so they keep jumping. It's like, how Doctor Who started, or if you remember Loopers, was it?
Yeah,
Looper?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. With, not Looper, no, Sliders. Loopers, that
Sliders was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, Sliders was where, because they keep forgetting, they forgot where they are, so they have to keep trying finding because they're going sideways and find the right timeline. Good, yeah. So let's delve into.
Do they exist? Yes. Are they on thousands of worlds? Yes. Do we have Stargates on this planet? Yes. Over 50 different ones. Are any of them functional and operating? Yes. Stargates go from here to Mars, here to the Moon and Saturn and a number of other places. Are there any Stargates that are still buried? Yes. Are there Stargates on the Hollow Earth that go to a bunch of places? Yes.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Well, how else would you get the loosh off planet?
Correct.
High UPS. The Amazon's going to. Is there something called? I had the question. Are there any natural Stargates? However,
yes.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, with the Stargate in the TV and movie, it's a mechanical device made by a certain thing, and blah blah blah. Oh, and since we've got you there, I'm thinking about getting the Earth symbol from Stargate there tattooed. That's not going to, bind me to some Orion slave mastery or something.
No.
Okay, cool. It's just a tattoo, right? Oh, moving on. And of course, my cat wants to come in. Now, I mean, from the World Conspiracy, part of the Iraq invasion.
It's all Stargate. Yep. The entire Middle East has these massive Stargate portals that the Islamic religion has put churches over, and the Christian religion has put churches over. And there are ancient Sumerian buildings that have Stargates in them too. Yes.
Okay, so obviously, most of them are either buried or controlled, because you don't want
under the water in the Gulf of Aden. That's the other ones.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, okay. Well, hang on. I'll have to let my cat in. So
okay.
Oh, I'll come and bring scoff chops so you can see the pain. I mean, my love. So give me a second.
Oh, Andrew. Nah, I like outing them all the time. Besides, I've talked about all of this stuff ad nauseum 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, where I'm like, people are tired of hearing about Stargate stuff. Okay. And now 6 years later, I could talk about it again because everyone forgot about it.
Yeah, well, as I said, you watch the film. Apart from the technology, like a soldier uses a film camera. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We used to take photos using film.
That.
And of course, it's a younger and thinner James Spader.
Yes.
And it's interesting too the way that they made it, because I watched all the special features on the disc. They tried to do like a Cesar B. DeMille type epic, where they had up to 16,000 extras. It was made in Nevada, Arizona, in that part of the desert and stuff like that. It's interesting because, what they allowed to be shown on the disc is they basically took some of the ideas from Chariots of the Gods, which is Van Daniken.
Mm-hmm.
Like that that's the it's the first popular book to kick off all this stuff, isn't it?
Right.
In loose term. Yeah. I don't need to
It was before Ancient Aliens. So Van Daniken and Stitchin and a handful of other people that did Bible mysteries and alien stuff like that. Michael Tessarian would have just started then.
Yeah.
Just started then.
I think because I think the book was 1964 that he released it, and then it got really popular about 10 years later, and that kicked off everything. And I would say the space race as well, because we went to the moon, but what we were shown, was that fake or not? We don't really need. We still went to the moon. That's the point I'm making. But that idea of the space race, I mean, apparently the idea was to get to Mars by 1980. But allegedly there wasn't enough TV ratings. So like that, it canceled some weird stuff. It's funny too, where can we go back to the moon? No, we've lost the technology, but we're going to Mars. That's further, right?
Elon Musk's going to make a Mars spot also, because you're going to stage equipment off there and build zero gravity, build equipment on Mars instead of building it here.
Yeah. Well, I think the moon as well. So I will find it fascinating if we're allowed to, because with everything said, like we were in quarantine. Sean David Morton says we're in a contested part of space, which does make sense. As you said, there's a portal to another universe right around the corner. So we're like the last gas station before we enter it. Now with the Stargates, is it just a local system in the galaxy, or is it totally universal?
So the network that we're in is connected to about 60,000 different worlds. There's a network that's outside of that uses similar technology, but a different way to travel, because you're not on third dimensional worlds like this. You're on worlds that have more of an etheric process to them. And there is your cat.
Apparently she has something to tell me, so we'll just let the whole universe know. What is wrong, Scoffdop says. I know you're quiet. This is what I'm dealing with. Meow, meow, meow. What is it? Complete silence.
Yes.
I find it fascinating. I would say when a billionaire gets its toy out of the low Earth orbit. Is that the right way of saying it?
Yep.
Yeah. If we break out of that, will we have the Vulcans turn up and say, "Excuse me, driver, pull over"?
Well, we'll realize that gas station Earth has a Denny's next to it. It has a shopping mall. It has all this other stuff that's been built out and we never saw it.
Yeah.
You realize our star system is its own little city.
Yeah, well, as you say, there's 66 planets. Now, are they all in the 3D?
No.
How much?
Okay. No.
How many can we see in the 3D?
About 52. Some of them phase in and out.
mean, I'm getting to the point. So more than 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And is there any short hops with is like a Stargate just on Earth? Is in
Our
any part
sun
of
is our sun is a big Stargate, actually.
Oh.
Actually, all suns are big Stargates. You just have to have the portal codes to access them, and the technology to use dimensional drives.
Yes. Yeah. I do find it funny where people think that aliens don't exist because, like, how would they get here they think that their spaceships run off a 6-piston petrol engine.
Right.
Oh, they couldn't fly here. It'll take too long. And I mean, the gas tank alone would be huge. I'm like, oh, that's not how it works.
It's not how it works. Exactly. They figured out how to fold space and time. And that it's integrated to your consciousness, and your consciousness has to allow you to be able to fold space and time.
Well, apparently they're bringing back Stargate with Dean DeLevelin.
Dean DeLevelin. Yep.
Yeah. He was the co-writer of the original script. And I think the premise is, and I don't know if this is forced disclosure, but it's a fascinating idea. You know, it's that whole creative muse aspect. The premise of the show is the surface, I'll say it this way, the surface community are aware, the secret of the Stargate is released to the general public. So the general public know about the Stargate, and so they're going to start playing with that.
Yeah,
and I find that fascinating.
Except it's 100 years in the future.
Oh, okay. Well, that kind of makes sense.
So instead of 2020, it's 2021 or 2120. Yeah, 2120.
Well, you'll skip over all that teething problems then.
Yes.
So there you can go. Okay, but still, still planning the idea of pre-disclosure. It's not soft disclosure; it's pre-disclosure.
And it still allows them to use the entire world-building process that all the previous episodes of Stargate's created.
Yeah, and if the source material is honored, they can go back to certain planets that have similar stories and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. Wow. Yeah. I still it makes me giggle that some people think, we need the government to tell us that aliens and UFO are real.
Oh, we're having the national
do the inner work. You can do the inner work and meet them yourselves.
So how many people here in this audience live and in the archives that are listening are aware that the United States government is actually doing disclosure to its congressman the last 3 days in a row? Okay, they've actually admitted again that UFOs are real. Yes. Yes,
that's what I found interesting, because we've had a conversation about this earlier, is that even 10 years ago, before, because you have said it's like the third or fourth time they've gone, we acknowledge the existence of these unknown entity or phenomenon. Okay. Before that, no, you're insane, you're crazy. You meet someone at a bar, I saw a UFO. All right, mate, you're a bit weird, I'm just going to walk away. But now the government's like, we haven't investigated. So that's still a major step. It's just a small one, but it's still a major step of them going, they exist. We have no idea what they are. But the reaction from the chat was like, what? It's what? Like, that's sort of, and I'm not making fun of anyone. It's interesting that that massive revelation has just been slipped away, because it's just turned into like, what are the national security problems of having? Wait, go back. You've been saying they didn't exist, or they're swamp gas or weather balloons for nearly 8 decades. Oh yeah, they're real. So anyway,
so people are asked what's being disclosed. Well, go and listen to them. Here's a little sample. They have admitted that UFOs have flown over nuclear missile silos in the 60s and 70s and rendered the nuclear missiles and silos inoperable, including the plutonium inside of them. And that they've recorded 158 different unique events that are clearly classified as unknown. Okay? Now, what does this mean? This is still trial balloon energy. And for those of you who don't understand the term, they put up a balloon and they see if people look at it. And they've been doing this. They've admitted already there's water on the moon, there's water on Mars. They've admitted that UFOs exist 2 previous times in the last 15 years, but they just didn't give it any press coverage. And right now, this whole thing about opening up is we've had the first billionaire independent commercial person run and operate and actually do something that NASA can't. The Raptor engines that SpaceX have created were $20 million an engine. They're now down to $200,000 an engine.
Which is a saving of 99%.
Okay.
Yeah, so that just shows the incompetence of government or taxpayers.
Exactly. And with this being done, they have to do this, and then they also have to institute some type of corporate corruption reform if they're going to create any form of industry that has a viability and then introduces us to the rest of the community that lives in the same star system. Okay.
Yeah,
are they admitting UFOs are real? Yes, but not an individual race. Unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs. They're saying they exist, and they've had over 150 different examples that they're more than likely not terrestrial made. Okay.
Yeah,
but at the same time, they try to give you this other stuff that it could be a corporation or it's not. We all realize they're testing the waters now.
Yeah, and as Peter just pointed out, they've lied for 7 decades. But to get past it, they changed it from UFO to UAP.
Yep.
And they just let it slide. Yeah, I don't worry about. We didn't like. Sounds like an abusive relationship, doesn't it, everyone? It's like, yeah, we'll skip that, and it's about national security. And I found it funny, like, even if the US government prepares for alien invasion and everything else like that, what about the 198 other countries? What are they going to do? Just get dominated by these alien races? But the US, you'll be fine.
Well, does the US really care about any other country? No.
Oh, unless there's natural resources.
Yes. And then they only care about conquering and destroying it and rebuilding it.
Well, I mean, questions are asked, like, how did our oil get under their country? So, yeah.
That's right. How did you get access to our oil?
Why is our lithium in Afghanistan? I mean, come on, people.
Why is your heroin ours?
We're disappointed. We're not angry. We're disappointed.
Exactly.
Okay. It's Mitz just mentioned the Space Force. What can you share? Like, because my brain, I improvise, so my brain just forgets most things. But like when Trump created it in the last 4 years. Which is interesting. Is that part of the breakaway civilization, Black Ops type stuff, or is it a precursor to disclosure of like, oh, look, we found something?
No, it was Trump's attempt at making a brand new military force that will have to generate officer corps over long periods of time so that it'll be a fundamental over the next 15 to 20 years. The no longer central command and the Department of Defense will be the sole adjudicator of power. It was a way to break the power the DOD and the secret organizations have so that it can be funded by officers that have a loyalty to the Congress and to the Constitution.
Which makes sense because in the bigger picture of eventually, I'll just use the Star Trek one in First Contact. A guy, James Cromwell plays the character. He recently superglued his hand to a Starbucks counter as a protest, but that's a different thing. He creates a warp engine, and they sort of he goes from Earth to. Is it Neptune in about 3 minutes or something? But the Vulcans detect warp capability. And so you kind of, in using that example, because they've known about aliens for what, century or however long, and being, all that space UFO type of thing, you kind of want to have an infrastructure to not defend, but have something, not like, oh, aliens are land, quick, we must do something. At least there's to be Space Force. And I do like how it's separated, it'll be a separate entity to be. It's not in the DOJ corruption hole.
The thing is, the corruption has already taken over Space Force.
Oh, yeah, of course.
As soon as Trump left, it was defunded, but the structure still exists, and it just takes a Congress and a Senate and a president to do something with it. Trump put the foundation in where no other president in the last 80 years had the guts to do it. Okay?
But also we're getting to that point where whatever Earth changes is happening. And say if the planet decides to do it won't do a pole shift, but there's more volcanic activity because UFOs like to hang out when volcanoes are popping up.
That's right, they do.
Yeah, and also now in the Ukraine-Russia debacle, I'm calling it that now, a debacle.
That's what it did from day one, is a debacle.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm sure maybe one nuke could be used, but we're not going to have end of the world, threads type. If you remember that miniseries from the 80s, people are invested. There's too many entities or races invested on the planet where you don't want to wipe it clean and start again because radiation takes a while to get rid of.
Not to mention it does damage to the other dimensions and kills beings in other realms. That's why they came here in 1947 and tried to tell them to get rid of your atomic weapons. And Eisenhower had to go back to the owners of those world and say, no, we can't agree with you. Okay?
Yeah, so one scenario which could possibly happen is someone pops off a couple of missiles and a glowing orb just flies next to it, defuses it, removes all the atomic payload, and then 6 missiles just land in someone's backyard and don't explode.
It's actually already been done. Actually, the back in the 70s, they dismantled the vast majority of the North American and Canadian ICBMs, like 700 in a day. It doesn't, and they've just began to disclose this in the congressional hearings. I mean, you got to realize each missile is like $1 billion, and each facility that it's housed is like $4 billion in 1960s and 70s money. Imagine 700 of these facilities completely neutralized in a span of hours.
The military-industrial complex would have freaked out.
It did.
Because it's like, our toys don't work. Our very expensive toys don't work. And, of course, being military, some of them were defenseless. Interesting.
All right, Monty, I'm getting tired here. Why don't you give people a way to get a hold of you?
Well, I usually say I'm on YouTube, but I'm going to start with I'm on Odyssey, Rumble, and BitChute, Facebook occasionally, on Twitter, which is still an interesting battleground, at Monty Dean. And Wafer Thin Entertainment is the main my branding. I have a show on 2 a.m. New York time every Wednesday morning, so Tuesday night, on Revolution Radio called Planet Collingwood, where we just basically talk about, it's our comedy show, but without Andrew. So that's basically it. I also produce for Sean David Morton on Strange Universe, which is on Rev Radio as well on Thursday morning, Wednesday night type thing. I have an audio book that I spoke, which is Stardust Ranch, The Incredible True Story, which is available on Amazon. And in about an hour and a half, I'm taking my mum to the local shopping mall to get her haircut. So I'm making an appearance in public.
Yay. You all know who I am. You go to my website, andrewbartzis.com. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, and a bunch of other places. Check out the material, pass it around. Make sure you hit a like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. All right, Robert, take us away.
Each different bubble of reality is true. A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma. Nudge, nudge. It's the Holy Grail. Improvise. Mysterious. It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality. hello, let's create, let's co-create, and let's change this world with love. No matter if you're from Alpha Centauri or Earth, we all began with the same birthing process. We live in a limited point of view. Living the mystical life daily is about striving for the unlimited point of view. Each day, each human being gets an infinite amount of choices. Living the mystical life daily is about facing obstacles and challenges. The level of awareness that you are working at means you have a responsibility to be equal with it. How does one truly let go of expectation? You can make the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to sleep sacred. The keys to success: choice, 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 and choice.